Let us do the combing through. Let us check row by row and decide what to adjust, what not to adjust. Then we shall be done with the seminar. That should take the next few minutes. So let us go to row 1. Can some volunteer please tell me what problem we have with column A? Can some volunteer tell me the kind of operation or anything you'd want done with column A? Just to see if we are following through. Now, for anybody asking why you can't see me on video, is because Fred here decided that she doesn't want to see me on video today for a reason I don't know. He's disabled video sharing for this course. He will tell us why maybe as we end. Can somebody please volunteer and tell me if everything is right? Let me put it another way. Let me be optimistic. Is everything okay with column A? Are you happy with the way column A looks like? Anyone, please? Control B to bolden. Yes, that was good. Thank you.
So for the cells that are blank, you want to put a repetition of the names of the cells that come above it, below it, because it seems like it's the same person taking multiple loans. Yeah.
Wow, that was a very impressive explanation of what is happening. So she's saying, and I'm sorry I didn't catch the name, is the names that are below, we need to fill them with the name of the person above because it seems to be a repetition. And just so as to save time, how she maybe picked that out is she maybe looked around the data, and I want to refer you to the data in column B. That data in column B has the same repetition of this code that starts with the data clave DC. All right, so you see DC, there's some code and it repeats all the way. It only breaks or goes to another number when we finally are on a different name, a different number sort of. So when we come to this other, you realize that these two numbers are shared, which means this is still Andros, but for this summary, the person decided, why do I need to keep repeating this person's name when I still know it's this person? And you see in the data set, they actually merged the two columns. But because we are now creating this for our use, we need to undo that. And the best way to undo it is find a smart way of repeating the names above. Now, instead of coming and typing and Jambi twice here, then going forward and then typing here, that will take us a lot of time, and we are saving time, as you all know. Curfew is almost and we need to rush home. So what I want you to do is please very keenly follow what I'm doing. Put your cursor on the first name, and Jambi. Click on the word and Jambi, which is the first name. Click on that cell. Then come with your cursor and locate the vertical scroll button. The vertical scroll button is, my cursor is on it, if you can see it. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. Yes, I can see it on my phone replica. The vertical scroll, basically I want us to scroll far down in the data. Instead of using the arrow keys, I want to get the vertical scroll button. The vertical scroll button is on the right side. When you want to scroll fast towards some direction, then left click and hold it, then drag it to the far end. Drag it far down. When you drag it down, it's going to stop you at the end of the data. It will stop you at the end of the data. The alternative would have been to click the small drop down button pale chini until you stop. So that was an alternative which I didn't want us to use. The vertical scroll button was easier. So scroll it until you see the last bit of the data, which is row 273. Are you on row 273? I hope so. At that point, remember you have left your cursor on the first row paleju. Press and hold the shift button. Press and hold the shift button. Press and hold the shift button. Then click on this name just below Wandere Liam. Because you notice with the explanation we've given above, it means this cell here where my cursor is blinking at should be Wandere Liam because we have data on the right. So click on that cell while your shift button has been pressed down. If you press it before pressing shift, you have to repeat. So what we did, we put our cursor on the first name, Alice somebody, then scroll down, press shift and hold, then drop the click button on 273. What we have done is we have selected all that range of data. Somebody will tell you to try using control shift and down, but control shift and down will not work because we have breaks in our data. So we will have to press it so many times before we reach the far end of it. If it were a column whose data is continuous like this one, tungetumia control shift and down would have worked perfectly right. Okay. So that is what we do. Everybody, you have this selection, or the other alternative was put your cursor here, left click, hold, then drag. But as you notice, could drag, you usually get tired at some point. So the easiest way, put your cursor on that cell here, come and locate the end of it, drag down the end of it like that. Then press and hold down the shift button. Press and hold down the shift button when you see the end of the data, and then you say that is done. So what we do, that is what we do. So shift, and then you click on that. With this selection, we are going to use again the find and select option to click to chagua or to select the blank cells. So click on the find and select. Click on the find and select. You found it. Then sema go to special. Sema go to special again. Go to special. Again, click on blanks. Click on blanks. Did you find it? Click on blanks. Sema okay. Sema okay. What that operation has achieved is all the blank cells in that selected area zimechaguliwa. All the blank cells zimechaguliwa. Now, pause a minute and ask yourself, what exactly are we trying to achieve? The speaker or the participant who told us said that we need to fill the names, all the blanks, with the name that appears above them. Now, I want to convert that into a formula. I want to tell Excel, whenever you find a blank cell, pick the name that is above it and put it there. Very easy. Excel thinks just like a human being. I'm going to press equals. Now, please, before you do that, notice, do not click on a cell. If you click on a cell, you're going to lose the selection of this range of cells. The way they're selected, wewe tafuta the equals button on your keyboard and press equal. That equal sign is going to appear on the very first blank cell in our selection. Do you confirm? I believe you do if you did what I did. Then we want the cell above to be replicated in the cell below. And thank you, Fred, for the good work you're doing trying to document the process we are doing. So with your equal sign, remember we have the top, down, right, and left arrow keys. Press the top arrow key once. Press the top arrow key once. Press the top arrow key once. It goes on Unjambi. Don't worry. We now want to execute. Press and hold the control button. You're holding the control button down. Press the enter button. Voila. There we go. So all the cells have automatically been filled with the name that appeared above them. All the cells have been filled with the name that appears above them. The only problem, which is not a problem for now because you've already learned, is these cells have formulas behind them, and we never do data management. Remember, I said that before, never do data management with formulas. So I want to remove the formulas behind them so that in case I go on to sort, to filter, to do anything, I don't interfere with my data. So what I'm going to do at this point is select column A, control copy, and then in the same location for column A, go and locate my paste values. I've used paste values quite often today. So click and paste. Now, my Agnes Mumbi or any other cell that was filled courtesy of the formula is no longer having the formula. Column A is done. Somebody tell me if there's a problem with column B. We need to start rushing. I can see we're remaining with 31 minutes to end the webinar. So, and we have quite some columns to go. Column B, are you happy with column B? Anybody? Column B, do we need to do some work on it? Anyone?
Looks okay.
Yes, please. I thought somebody was saying something. Anyway, to just quickly move on.
Looks okay.
Oh, looks okay. Looks okay. Thank you. Looks okay. Yes, we can use column B as it is, but just to add in a little twist to it, we could have decided to split the first few codes of, let me just select so you see, this bit of the data, the one that has DC all the way to 3, and the one that had the 1000. Because you notice for this first person and Jambi, the same code, but Akona loan 1000, 2000, and 3000. So maybe in our summary at a later date, we might want to check how many times people take loans. Huyu akona loan star 2, mwingine akona 2, mwingine akona 7, that kind of thing. If that is the direction we want to go, we may have decided to split any bit of this data. But just to save us on time, I'm not going to split the whole of it because I intend to do the split in column D. I'm just going to boast and show you some little trick that you might want to learn. So please select column C, select the header for column C like I've done, press Control, Shift, and plus. I believe you know what that does now. It gives you a new column C. So I've pressed Control, Shift, plus to have this new column. I want to assume that this person wants me to have the loan serial. I'm just typing loan serial there, where loan serial ni hapa niandikiwe 1000, 2000, 3000, you know, all the way going down. All right. I want the loan serial here. Nataka hapa niandikiwe for Agnes Jambi loan serial 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. For this Alice person, akona 1,000 and 2,000, you know, that kind of thing. So instead of splitting the whole data, nimeambiwa tu wewe unipatie tu easy. Now, of course, somebody atakwambia gawa the data, do so much stuff. That is not necessary. We have a quick workaround about it, and we can use a quick splitting tool called flash fill. Now, for your information, flash fill is only available in Excel 2016 going forward. If you have 2013, there's a small trick around it, which I'll probably show you. But for now, what I want you to do, I hope you already have a column written loan serial. Put your cursor on the first cell. Put your cursor on the first cell. Type 1,000. Type 1,000 and press enter. Type 1,000 and press enter. I hope you're there. Can somebody tell me what I need to type in the second cell? Anyone? Definitely 2,000, right? Yes. But now, be modest. Yes. Don't type it. If you are in 2016 and above, don't type 2,000. Just write a 2 and ujifanye ni kama umesahau. Just type a 2 only there. Did anything interesting happen on your side of the laptop? If you're using 2016 and above, you'll notice that there's some figures that have been filled in gray behind your data. Anybody confirm you can see that? I see for my case, imeamua kunicheza. I don't have that. So let me just try and type that again. 1,000. Sorry, that is not how I write 1,000, is it? I can actually make a quick trick here to make Excel learn it. So what I'm going to do here is write number, then try writing 1,000, then 2. Okay, Excel decided not to put it this time. Now, if Excel did not give you that trick that I was looking for, I want you to come to this 1,000 that you wrote and double click on this bold dotted flash fill icon. You see the one we used to populate our data down. Come and double click on it. Come and double click on it. Of course, when you double click on it, Excel is going to repeat the 1,000 all the way down, right? But there is one small thing you've never taken time to notice. There's usually this small pop-up just below the sheet. You can see where my red button is at. Click on it, and then you shall see flash fill in that pop-up. It's the very last thing. Click on flash fill. Click on flash fill, and somebody tell me what happened on your side. What happened on your side, please? Anyone? Excel has tried guessing the pattern of the data and has given you the right codes by splitting the second bit of our loan number and putting it on this side. Anybody confirm that happened for you? Just one person? Dorothy is saying that didn't happen. If you're using 2013 and above, that should have happened. If it didn't happen, you need to repeat it again. So what we did here is I'm just deleting that. See that? I'm typing 1,000 on the first cell, pressing enter. Then I'm going to click on the 1,000 and double click it down. It's going to run all the way down. Then I'm going to go down and locate this small pop-up at the end of my data. It's called the autofill buttons. You can see where my red button is at. Click on the drop down and make sure you change this selection from copy cells, because it's default, Excel does, and change it to flash fill. When you change it to flash fill, you should be happy. I hope Dorothy Dorothy already said yes. Nandwa, I think she also said that, the last 4 digits of this serial. I think that means to work for you too. Beautiful. Now, this is not a formula, so you don't need to copy and paste as values. Let us move to the next cell, next column rather. Column D. Does column D look okay? Column D looks good. Now, I believe somebody is going to say yes. Now, column D looks good, but might not necessarily be good. Now, in doing data management, you always want to skim through your data. You always want to skim through your data to find any inconsistencies. And the best way to do that is to always use a filter button. Now, I'm telling you it's not okay because I created this data, and I'm going to show you what exactly is the problem with the column D. So please do this favor for me. Put your cursor anywhere on anywhere on row 1. So basically on the headers. Put your cursor anywhere on the headers, anywhere on row 1, anywhere. I believe you've done that. On your read, you shall see data. My cursor is on data. You can see data pale juu kuna file, home, insert, blah, blah, blah. Locate data. You found data? Thank you. Come and click the filter button. The filter button is that funnel-like In your version of Excel, if you're using 2019 and below, it should be a black button, a black filter button. Click on the filter. What that filter is going to do is going to put filter buttons on your data. These filter buttons are very essential at the data management stage to help you skim through the data. Instead of having to scroll, kuangalia chini, you use the filter button to get you there fast. And what you do is when I come to the loan type, click on the filter button on loan type. Click on the filter button on loan type. Oh, unaona kuna 12,000 hapo. So loan type ni kama business loan, secured loan, shareholders, then there's a 12,000. Now what is this 12,000 doing in your loan types? You see, so that 12,000 is a problem. Now, before we change it, because I know there's another problem in, I think, is it application? No, in principal amount. Click on the filter button on principal amount. Click on the filter button on principal amount. You see all the figures. Then when you scroll down in this pop-up, you shall see there's the word business loan again, which means on this column, kuna pahali mtu aliweka business loan, which could be a basic error or just a very unintentional error in data entry, but we need to find it in doing our analysis. So when you click on this button, unaona kuna business loan pale chini. Now to adjust them, you need to come and select. So assuming we were adjusting column D kwanza, so you click on column D, click on the drop-down button, and check select all, basically toys or ticks for all the boxes, then click inside the 12,000 and say okay, Basically, we have filtered our data to only show us that one entry we are interested in. And basically what happened in this column, because I'm the one who created it again, I simply switched the data that was to be in loan type na yenye ilifaa ikuwe kwa principal amount. Unaona business loan iko pande hii, 12,000 iko pande hii. All right? So that is the problem that happened. So I want you to interchange them. So kuja hapa kwa loan type, hapo pali kuna 12,000, andika business loan. And then hii pali kuna business loan kwa column G, principal amount, type 12,000. Then that is good. And then we can now unfilter our data. We can either just come to this button or we can click clear, whichever works for you first. And then we have our data back. So now when you come to business loan and click on the drop down, you shall not see 12,000. The same way when you come to principal amount, click on the drop down button, my dear associates, you shall not see business loan. All right. I believe this far you've learned 1, 2, 3 tools that will help you to be able to progress your data management. That is how much Data Cleave loves